Who doesn't love a cozy game to unwind to after a hard day, especially on a console that lets you play pretty much wherever you want? I won't waste any more of your time, so without further ado, first up is Coleco, which is a game I only recently picked up to try and give myself a bit of a break from Zelda, and it quickly became my new obsession. From the get-go, this game really pulls you in with its unique art style, ragdoll-like mechanics, and of course, the animals. I'm still playing this one, so I'm sure there's a lot more here I'm yet to discover, but so far the characters are hilarious and quirky, and the world is interesting to explore as I've already stumbled across many curious things that I'm yet to figure out. You'll start off with a bear cafe that you can customize to your liking, and you'll also be able to bake goods that you'll be able to sell in your cafe, which baking is just this whole nother crazy thing which I'm super excited to play more of. Also, if that doesn't sell you, my character can Naruto run while holding a cat. So come on, like 10 out of 10. Ooblets is another cozy game that I'm sure you've probably heard of, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I actually still have this one installed on my Switch because I find that every couple of weeks I just get the itch to play this one, which is really unlike me. Ooblets is your classic farming game that follows a main story where your farm is essentially your source of income. Where Ooblets sets itself apart though is not only the length and detail of the main story, or the sheer amount of love and detail that has gone into the world and characters, but also the incredibly fun card-based battling system. Normally I find these types of battles get very boring very quickly, but as I mentioned before, I find myself coming back to this game because these battles, along with everything else I just mentioned, come together to make such a wholesome and addicting game. On top of this, I found all of the NPCs have these really quirky and unique personalities, and I found it really enjoyable to just speak to all of these people every single day to find out what funny things they had to say. While you do live on the outskirts of a cute little coastal town, you'll be able to travel by hot air balloon to several locations around the island that each have their own theme. So there's a spooky area, a hillside, snowy mountains, and so on. There is so much love that has gone into this game. It's definitely one of, if not my top farming life sim games, and I think it'll be one of my favorites for a long, long time. This next game may look simple, but looks can be deceiving as this one is jam-packed with content, with a town that you can build up, homes to decorate, relationships to build, farming, exploring, and upgrading almost every single thing you can imagine. You play as the hero of Solemn, who has just woken up after defeating the Dark Wizard in an epic battle, although you have no memory of this. As the hero, you've now been tasked with rebuilding the town now that the Dark Wizard is gone. As you progress in the game, you'll unlock the ability to travel to different lands, providing access to different shops and resources, and you'll also open a museum where you'll have several collections to complete. Almost every single thing in Littlewood can be upgraded as well. All buildings can be upgraded to provide bonuses or unlock other items or uses. The town itself has perks you can purchase to improve things, such as increasing the amount of crops or decorations that you can have, and you'll also have your own personal goals to work towards. While the game looks fairly basic and may give you the impression that there's not a lot to it, that is far from the truth. It does start off a little bit slow with not that much to fill your days with, but by the end of it you'll have a million things to do and not enough time to do it. Cat Cafe Manager is yet another cat cafe management game, but with a completely different style to it than Coleco. In this one, you've inherited some land and are tasked with rebuilding the cafe, hiring staff, bringing in cats, and decorating your cafe as you please. You have a lot of creative freedom here when it comes to building up your cafe, as you can actually edit the foundation and shape, change the walls, the flooring, and furniture can be placed wherever you want. Different customers you'll get in your cafe will pay you in different currencies, which are used in specific shops. So one might be used for furniture, another for food, and so on. Each different customer type has a returning NPC that you'll get to know as they come and visit, and you can build your relationship up with them. So really the end goal here is to just build up your cafe, get to know some of the NPCs, and save up to buy recipes, furniture, and food. It is a fairly basic game, but a great one to play in your downtime to relax and unwind. Wildflowers is another great game that, in my opinion, is incredibly underrated. This game features a mashup of farming and supernatural themes to deliver quite a unique but amazing game. Set on a small island called Fairhaven, where your character has moved to following some unfortunate events in her home life. Upon arrival, you have moved in with your grandma, only to discover that your family has the ability to use magic, and your grandma is a member of the local witch coven. By day, you manage your farm and help out your fellow neighbors, and by night, you'll meet in secret with your coven to perform rituals and work to aid the town. While the island itself is made up of several distinct areas that you can explore to find resources and people, there's this beautiful little town in the center that is filled with shops, a school, and several homes. It's incredibly detailed and one of the better towns I've seen in a farming life sim like this. All of the characters also have very distinct personalities. They all have schedules where they work, go to school, or explore, and you may even find them having a drink at the local tavern at the end of the day. To wrap all of this up, the main story itself is interesting. It made me very curious as to how everything fit together, and again, it's just really detailed and well done. Potion Permit is yet another great addition to this list, and if you're a fan of beautiful, cozy, pixelated games, then this is definitely one to play. In this game, you play as a chemist who is requested at a town that is experiencing some problems after an accident occurred with the previous chemist many years ago. While initially hated by the town, you'll slowly earn their trust and even their friendship as you heal the sick and work to undo the damage caused by the previous chemist. The town itself has such a relaxing and welcoming feel to it, and while the art style is simple, the world around you is detailed and very pleasing on the eyes. Add to that the soundtracks, and it all works together to create quite an immersive and cozy experience. One thing I especially loved about this game is the way the townsfolk actually go out of their way to thank you for your work. They'll help clean up your house or even do some small upgrades to the town, which makes you feel appreciated in a way that a lot of other games don't quite achieve. While you work to save the town, you'll also manage a clinic on the side where you'll diagnose patients, prepare cures, and administer these through a series of mini games. You'll be able to build relationships with these NPCs, including romancing them, and as you do, you'll get special side quests to complete that will ultimately help you learn more about who these people are and what they've gone through. Dredge is another game that, even though it's quite a bit different to the rest on this list, I found it incredibly cozy and somewhat relaxing, minus the scary parts. Here you'll play as a fisherman that has just moved to a coastal town to do what a fisherman does best: fish. Straight up, you'll sense something is off, both with the world around you and the characters. But you've got to make money somehow, so for the time being, you'll use your little tugboat to catch some fish. For me personally, the unknown is generally what makes a game spooky, and Dredge does that so well. It doesn't take long for you to meet some super suspicious NPCs, but without much of a choice, you'll kind of just go along with whatever weird things they want, which for one of them is artifacts. The search for these artifacts will lead you all over the main islands scattered around the map, where you'll need to follow along with the story relating to these islands, helping out some NPCs in the process, and eventually getting your hands on the artifact. As you sell fish, you'll be able to upgrade your boat with nets, rods, engines, and more to let you catch more fish and avoid those pesky monsters below. The atmosphere of this game, especially on rainy or stormy nights, traveling in your little tugboat in deep ocean, while scary, is oddly beautiful and cozy. So So there you have it, that's my list. I hope you're able to find something that may appeal to you here. If you do, I would love to know what you think of it once you play it, or if you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear them too. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!